Honestly, I need to work on guard escapes. I think I just need to keep working on it.
Close guard, half guard,
Just escapes, just basically defense and sweeps and stuff. I think that's what I'm most needing right now.
so you,
I'm not really worried about working my offense. I think I've got a pretty decent offense. I've got a couple pretty good go-tos.
so,
But as far as sweeping from disadvantageous position,
So-
advantageous position,
so when you say guard escapes, you mean you're in the guard,
I'm in the guard.
and you're escaping, and then when you say sweeps, do you mean preventing sweeps?
No, sweeping. Um,
So let's do a close guard just to see what you're doing.
So I usually do either the log splitter. That's what these are my go-to. Shorter person that can have to pop out.
No, I know, I
Become
become,
forward.
so I'll try to keep it close a little bit more.
So it's all a little taller on this slide.
We just go on a couple of those things right there. So, the one where I came loose, I went straight to framing.
Yeah.
That's what I do because I have shorter legs, and
Okay.
my partners are a little more than that, a little less. So, that one was fine, that was perfect. You pin here, the only thing I want you to think is when you're pinning here is, instead of lifting up, I want you to just staple the knee here.
Goes it, yeah.
Because I felt you lift up, and we do it subconsciously to be nice. So you're gonna feel me through this, and then another thing with the log splitter, maybe because my legs are shorter, you didn't really emphasize the knee to the tailbone.
So that's actually something from Tanner, and it's something that I've actually been using, is with the log splitter. The easiest defense for it is to slide into the center.
Yeah.
So as they come to the log splitter, they slide into the center. And what that does, what I've found that does, is the person who does it, a lot of times they've been taught, instead of going straight up the middle, come off a little bit to one side, because it's a better defense. But if you keep sliding to the center, then that leg moves in. And if, when that leg moves to the center, if instead of going to the right, you go to the left, they just fall over into a mount. It's a great little sweep.
So here's a couple of things. If you don't do the tailbone, you can do butt cheek, depending on how long your
Yeah.
finger is. But what I wanna feel more is, the palms to the hips to pin the ass cheeks together.
Got it.
So whether you do that pressure into the feet or the butt cheek, or elevate the knee over the pressure if they get right on there, hurt your jaw,
Yeah.
then just bring that knee over. Just feeling that. So if you get me in the closed guard, what I felt you do was this. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I was trying to, yeah.
Here, you went right to here, and you were doing this move, which is also good because this is gonna separate the ankles, and you're feeling that. But what I want you to think of is, if you're being really strong and you're keeping a good core, you're staying crunched in, I wanna try to pin here. If I can't get this knee in, it's not so much as me pushing here, but having this.
Yeah.
So they're
Right.
using the kidneys to separate the
Yeah,
ankles.
by lengthening the
Yeah.
lever.
That, it wasn't anything wrong.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So once you get here, and if you're long legged and you still cross ankle, and I'm kind of not able to do this, that's when I'm worried about my knee compromising here. I'm gonna line my base, and I'm gonna try to get that pin. So I'm going here. I'm even gonna get in this combat stance.
That's right.
If I can, that knee and elbow connection is here. So if you try to sweep me, right, in any way, I'm gonna post here, post on this knee, or I'm just gonna dig this out and post. So thinking of getting the this surfer stance, combat stance, whatever. So, it's not a big, it's just a.
No, you're right.
So,
Doing the damn thing right.
yeah, so here you wanna keep your elbows in enough to where I'm not compromising it, but you're using your structure.
Yeah.
Right? And so, I feel like this is great here. Sometimes I'll even go right on the hip bone. So I feel that little creep down your knee, that little movement right there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to keep that locked. Think of, like, before you start arching back, this little space, I want you to eliminate that. With just structure, get your knee back, away, feel that, now my ass is on the mat.
Got it.
Now post your knees wherever you want, but there's not that 1 inch space. Now with your kidneys, that little movement. Once you feel that, whatever knee's closest to, I want you to heel palm my knee, inside of my knee straight to the mat. This knee's gotta cross. Get that shin right here. Underhook. Smash pass. There you go. That's what I try to think of doing every time. So there's the fight. But those little points of contact and pressure, I want my ass elevated. I want to be off the mat. This is what I'm trying to teach my son. With wrestlers, I try to do that, and I try to be mobile, so I'm going to shift my hips back and forth, side to side. Knee staple, knee staple, knee staple. Get that shin across my thigh. There we go. So if you can, once you feel the ankles separating, think of getting this knee right here, or combat stance. Because what happened, I trapped your knee that time. Cool? Yeah. Hips. Knee staple, knee slice, underhook. It was harder to get there because I kept elevating my butt off the mat. Does that help?
Yeah. We get one more.
That's you beating me step by step. You can feel me trying to adjust, but pin to the mat, knee slice. I couldn't. I was stapled here and I was stapled here. Both my hips were locked in the mat. Right. Then once you get that knee position, just like 49 to 51%, you're winning that 1% or 2%. Then you went to that underhook. This knee slice was just inevitable. It's not that I was giving you the move, but once I felt you palming down my hips, I didn't want to fight that. Good. So I'm going to try to do it to you, and I want you to feel it from the other end. Because I know the defense that you're working on is best emphasized by you knowing what you want to do. So, try to get my palm straight. Close. Arms down on his chest. Locked in the hips. Great sweeping, but you feel. Until I was on your abs still. Once I was able to get a little bit on your hip, I gave you that little back open.
Well, that's how. Yeah.
Different bodies, I know, different bodies.
No, I understand what you're saying.
The sweep's there, like you said, so I like it. So if you're feeling that you're gonna get swept, I almost kind of felt like I didn't want to fight this sweep because you had an advantage. Thinking of another close guard. You mentioned a couple of things, sweeps. Sweeps from where?
Just from everywhere, basically, anywhere.
Scissor sweeps can be really good for you. I
Yeah.
think because you have good hips. And I don't mean this, I mean this because military and wrestling, your hip dexterity is gonna be more than someone who doesn't have that strength. and-
Well, that's also something that I've been consciously working on is hip flexibility and hip strength.
Scissor sweeps, have you incorporated any of those?
Honestly, not much. I just, for whatever reason, when I get to the, so I usually try and scissor out of, like even when I go to guard, when I open my guard, when I try and scissor, I come here
Yeah.
and I'm just, they immediately sit back, lock in, and then it goes nowhere. I end up pulling them back in,
So
going back to.
let's look at this stretcher without it, okay, without a partner. When we're sitting here in closed guard, I wanna be a triangle or a pyramid. I wanna have my wide base and my big posture. The moment that I start maneuvering for a log splitter or to get into my combat stance, I'm posting my hand on that hip. I'm eventually gonna go to the knee, so I know where I need to go. So I walk it in, I'm going here. My base becomes compromised here. That's why you were able to get that sweep going to your left from the bottom. But if you telegraph me that you're gonna sweep, then I'm gonna get ready to base. So now, instead of my knees being posted out, it's my hands, right? So that's when you start attacking the posture. Once you start attacking the posture, and I start hand fighting, then the sweep will open up. So it's gonna be a scramble of varying with all those, but we'll just go from a basic closed guard sweep to a closed guard sweep counter, reversal. So what I'm talking about is just you and I drilling from the bottom to get in my closed guard and get this nice wide base. I want to break down the posture and posture up. I'm going to fake the hip bump sweep. Your base is wide, and I know I can't just go from this hip bump sweep or this hip bump sweep to here. With the gi, I grab your collar. With this, I would almost want to club you to fake that. But since I can't, I'm going for the Kimura over here to fake the hip bump sweep with Kimura, and you're not giving it to me.
Right.
I club this way, block with this one,
Got it.
sweep it out.
And reverse it.
So I want to
Got it.
hip bump sweep. I don't have a Kimura club sweep. So if I get you in a perfect position where your knees are compromised, let's say you're gonna do a log split or something, your knees are kind of close. If I go this way, you got this piece. And if you have this, I'm gonna go from here. And try to get your hips and center of gravity over that base down, posted knee.
Right.
But if you start doing the log splitter and I just telegraph that, you're gonna double down and body lock me. So I went to the right and then doubled on this one.
Right.
So sometimes you have to boom, and it's not so much as doing a scissor where you're going like this, as much as you're going like this. You gotta be up on an elbow. It's not as powerful to do that.
Maybe that's the other side of it. Maybe I'm trying to do it from my back.
It's a couple of those things, but any position I get in, this is way more powerful than this. And I forget this. I have to work my way up to that. So let's try that. Just a regular scissor sweep to your left. Compromise. Lower your left knee. And then all you're doing is bringing this hip over. So this hip over, get it to your elbow. So I want you to just get that little muscle memory. As you come up to the elbow. Come up to your left elbow. You feel that driving force?
Yeah, there was a lot more there.
You weren't being more, you weren't being stronger. You were just in a better position. So, now we're going to slowly do the same move, and I'm going to counter, and I want you to switch from this hip to this hip. So this one that's up high is going to end up just on the mat, heel curl. You're not trying to sweep this under me, you're just blocking this. What you're doing is getting my center of gravity over this knee so that my head is following my hip. My head is gonna lead my hip, let's say. So, boom, here, anticipate. That's what you're gonna feel. Okay. Don't do it when you're feeling this. So try that same move. See my knee?
Yeah.
So my knees are posted out. So you know, in the closed guard, you need to have that wide base. But as I'm coming in like this, now you're gonna start compromising my posture. That's when I start hands biting out to get my posture up, compromising my base, my knees. So that's what I call a reversal. It's kind of like you're going cedar product from one side to the other. So as I try to do that to you, widen the base, build up your structure. Yeah. So, and a lot of that is, this is what I try to do. Either biceps outside of my hands into the elbow pits, or if they're taller than me, longer than me, I'll C-clamp into the armpits. I'll do those 3 positions so you can feel it. Pinning the shoulders to the mat, putting my hands on the chest, working down to the ribs, then going to the hips, then going to the knees. I think of it that way. Sometimes I can skip steps, but that's what I want to do. But I ultimately want to try to pin the ass to the mat. I don't always get that. So, if you really break me down, please go up, come out here, and then go to side. All right, guys, too strong now. Continue to go elbow kicks. Okay. See, from C-clamp, I try to stand up, but if you're just being really good and your arms are in, feel like you're compromising anything, hit the inside, you're calling me double calling to me. You really want to do that? Right, you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
I'm still worried about this sweep, but I'm working my way down. And if I do skip,
Right. Now you're fighting it. Got it.
or if I got the movement and you're not able to control me here, you're not able to reach my head, I'll drive my weight onto your armpits, making my hips light, and I'll stand up. Right, so I'm worried about the dummy sweep, but at least now I can start posturing up, bring my hips forward. This is what Tanner always talks about. Bring those hips forward. That takes away your power.
So I actually hit a legit dummy sweep last week.
And to counter the dummy sweep, pinch your knees.
Yep,
You'll see
pinch
it.
the knees.
You'll see that. So let's work on that. I'm gonna try to break your posture. So let's work on getting either the C-clamp in the armpits, like this. So
Well, see, when you were here, when I was here, you had.
you have the frames, yeah.
I just popped that one off.
Yeah. So just try it. Just try it. And
No,
see.
you're fine.
So let's go C-clamps, see how it feels. Oh, yeah.
Come a little higher.
You get those webs right on that front of the delta. So you're gonna feel how my shoulders pin the mat. Elbows in, elbows in. Now let's just do overhook biceps, just on the bicep. You work your way to biceps. So I'm still mobile. Now think of the outside of your pinky and your fatty portion of the hand, and my elbow pits wide. Different controlling positions. Now work. You start working your way down. So I know you can get inside grip and start, but now you just walk down my body, creating this space between your hips and my hips. Bear hug you, and you're gonna try to fight for inside.
Sorry.
No. I don't care about the pain. I'm more this. I can't fight this.
Yeah, sorry. I just.
No.
I got it, and then immediately.
It wasn't addictive. I got it. But I wasn't worried about this. This is where you had me. I'm not worried about this. I have to address this. This is why I'm letting go and start re-attacking.
Got it.
So let's go back. I want you to think of pinning this hip to the mat. However you get there.
So I'm giving you about 80 to 90%, and you're breaking my guard every time. Okay. I'm gonna try to throw in some sweeps. You passed my guard. I don't mean you passed, you know what I mean? You passed my guard. I don't need to keep fighting for a suit that's not there. Nope, you're fine. Right?
Yeah.
Are you feeling your strength?
No, felt like something stretched back.
Yeah, I didn't notice. I just noticed you rubbing this.
No, there's. Anyway,
So, with guard, half guard.
let me try that scissors sweep a few times.
Sure.
Please.
Yeah. So, being cognizant of my needs. Track this on. Which you miss. Roll to your left.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna come out.
It's not always there, but let's get you in that knee slice position where you're gonna need to do that knee flip. I've only got that quarter guard, he's already coming with me. Okay. Lately, we've been doing this all summer where you're back stepping, right? You're just gonna back step and cross option your honey hole. So instead of doing that, I'm trying to prevent that. I'm gonna try to overhook your arm or underhook. So I'm just gonna overhook or underhook, doesn't matter. In order to prevent you from back stepping, here, so now keep trying to get this in these steps. You kept trying back step. Yeah. It's not always there, but it's something, because you know I want to back step because we've been doing that.
Okay.
Or you want a knee slice. So the overhook or underhook. I've been pulling this one. I don't know. I'm going to ask Tanner. The underhook isn't working as much for me, but it's still the same concept. So if you try to back step again, I'm almost giving you the entry so you can get the sweep. But you can post out in this underhook, right?
Yeah.
But if I can get this underhook, you've got an underhook, I've got an overhook. But if you try to post out with that elbow, I kind of got it. So then if you try to backstep that hook onto you. Yep. So think of it that way. If it's not there, I want you to immediately start driving to the sides. So if I'm coming in, I was in this position here. Right? So what I suggest is building on that quarter guard approach, I'm in that position. And I think I'm going to snatch, drop my elbow, pinch your left elbow, pinch your left elbow, and now you're going to drive me over your left shoulder. Now I'm going to back step. And you're going to see how much that helps you. So as I think I'm going to knee cut, or bring that knee over the mount, boom, can't get your knee. So it's one or the other. Either I'm gonna knee slice and you still have that control, or I'm gonna back step and you're gonna come over to see. Knees come up. Knee over there. And back under it. And we'll just start working from here. Either back step across Ashi or knee slice. Is this knee all right?
Yeah, it's
I mean, all right, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more the calf that's.
I'm just gonna try to control this knee pinch, and I want you to just work on your pads. Just hit it down. So you know you got 3 options, back step or mount. So let's see, you're here, you know you can back step, but here, if you start doing this, almost shift your weight down to your hips and down to your heels, and then I want you to elevate this knee over my torso
got it.
to go to mount.
Go from 1/4 to 3/4.
So that one's always there, but I'm so worried about like
I-
the knee cut or the back step.
Let me do that one a couple more times.
Yeah.
Because this is a spot I end up in relatively frequently.
So I'm gonna detach. I would normally really double down with this wizard. I'm gonna keep it loosey-goosey so you can work on this motion. Elevate the knee and redirect it over my hip. Yeah. You can hear that I'm not able to stop that now.
Right.
Knowing that, I might try to block the knee and you're gonna feel that. If I start scrambling to block the knee, it does absolutely nothing.
Right, but if I've got that under,
Yeah.
if I've got that underhook here,
I know it's inevitable and it's coming. Nothing, absolutely nothing here. So this underhook for you is vital.
got it.
But it's also a trap if I try to sweep. So if I do.
So I have to watch that hand.
Yeah, so if I get here, a little bit here, I'm trapping this elbow. I would say if you start back stepping, you're gonna give me this move. But if you kind of double down, bring your right shoulder to my shoulder. There we go, I use position I can, elbow. So now you can work on any pass you want. If you back step or over, it's a mount or knee cut.
Yeah.
You gotta bring this shoulder down a little bit, right? Not necessarily all over the mat, but you negate this chicken wing idea on you. This is what I did. If you go a little bit deeper with this underhook, I can't do anything with this. So you flatten my shoulders and then smash my hips. Either way you smash my hips this way or knee cut that way,
Right.
it's gonna be defeat for me. I gotta bail on both on it.
Yeah.
So I have to do it subtly. You can give me this, I'm gonna get it underhook. Not so much of a hard chicken wing so you can feel it. Cats are pinching it. That's not working for me. That's not working for me. And then if I really want to.
So defending here, I just pull in tight.
Yeah, keeping the shoulder off the mat. So now I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to drive back here. That hurts my shoulder. Not a big deal. But if I try to double down, as I drive down and pull the shoulder down, I want you to sweep me over your shoulder. Because my hips are over your hips.
Yeah. Makes sense. Good.
I've been finding myself in this position a lot, and I want to be here in front of your knee, but a lot of guys are doing me, and they think that I'm gonna inevitably pass, but they're hooking this elbow.
Got it. Feeling for that pass to come.
I was able to cross over and post out.
Yeah.
But once I tried to bring that knee over, you gotta time it and get your hips in there. This posting didn't help me once my hips were falling. I think those little knee pinches you don't wanna get stuck in quarter guard. Your under drink. What time you gotta go?
Whenever.
Okay. But I think those little subtleties for the close guard, if anything, when you post the hips to the mat from close guard, it's just frustrating for somebody. They're gonna go to break their posture again.
Yeah.
And if you use structure against them, keeping your head up makes them think they're already losing. When normally your head's down, your spine's compromised. But with this one, it's more like holding onto that ankle is the last thing. You're trying to use that ankle to control the hip. So if you're stuck with their knee in between, there's a bunch of different attacks here. But the biggest thing you're gonna lose is once my knee gets here and beyond. Right? So here I'm gonna try to smash pass, I'm gonna try to weave pass, try to control his hand. You don't want me to control his hand. You want to get underhooks. You want to get under and get it tight so I can't cross leash. I need to flatten you out. I need to get off this leash. This is a horrible position for me. And if I try to sprawl and post out, I want you to just roll this tight ball, and I'm going to try to surf on top of you. Just keep rolling and that's what. I went from I'm about to smash him, you staying in that good fetal position. Just all you do is reverse that energy. But that's if my knees down. Cross, we should get that head to my hip. Try to smash you. That's going to be a good scramble for you with less effort. Because I want to cross face and extend your head away from my head. And the same sense, when you're on top, if I'm here, you got that underhook. If you can cross face me with this hand, I can't do what I want to do. But if you fucking let me get my head in your left hip pocket, right? Yeah. Because sometimes we get focused on fighting this hand, trying to pass these knees. But if I get my head in your hip, I'm trying to get everything under your hip. Right. But once you cross face me, you can feel it.
Yeah.
I'm disengaging.
As your shoulder lays away,
Yeah.
it's harder and harder. You start losing leverage.
So that underhook really works really good. Sometimes if you can't beat me to that underhook, your knee's not passed, and I'm standing tight here, you might need to just put a cross face here. It does the same effect. Then you can get under this elbow and start working. Yeah. Or even forearm under the elbow. Like if I'm saying really super tight, and just elevating that elbow, and then working that, and then you go double underhooks, because I'm gonna probably open up here, and I'm gonna frame, I'm gonna give you that underhook. And then get back low, get your legs loose, start working that body lock pass. So if you can't get this one, you just smash the elbow and get this underhook. Double underhooks always work really well.
Right.
You can all switch one over. So let's see. So looking for your passes. Half guard, boom. And that goes natural for a wrestler.
Yeah.
Body lock, hip movement, hip switching. So I think that's going to be a good maneuver for you to go. Open close guard, either knee cut or go to mount, or play half guard. You're going to be stronger in half guard than close guard.
Right.
You know? Because in close guard, my objective is to sweep or submit. I can't just sit there and control you and hope I'm going to win by points or decision.
Right.
There's no points there, but in a judge's decision, I'm winning if you're in my guard for 5 minutes. But if you break the guard and you're knee slicing, you're in control. You went from being slightly defensive to now offensive. So, posture, and my shoulders, and my elbows, and my torso, and my hips.
One thing I figured out. If I can get on the other side of that damn guillotine, I don't have to worry about it.
So, the guillotine isn't really something I'm threatening.
No, I know, I just,
it is something good to know about, but if you're feeling like you don't like this, tilt your head up. You're not giving me a choke. It's counterintuitive. So on this one, I can't choke you if your head really postured up because I gotta get this elbow pin in. If you tilt your head down a little bit, that's when I want to get over, start getting into fluke. But that, yeah, see that little adjustment right there? I don't know what it is, but it just, everything gets really rigid. And so if I get here, I'll do the overhook, so if I feel your head go down, that's like get under your hip and try to sweep.
Well, that was, who was that? Somebody on YouTube or something, but they were saying that if you're stuck in the guillotine, even if you're not close to the guillotine, to your shit, the first thought is pull away.
Yep.
If instead you drive in, like there's nothing there.
There is a Von Fluke, if you can get it, where this shoulder goes into my carotid, and then you can start working, and it's uncomfortable. I don't.
Well, and that's, in the first tournament, he had this arm in also. He had, this arm was out, but this arm was in, and so I couldn't get that elbow out.
Yeah.
It was the absolute division, so he outweighed me by a bunch.
Sometimes with bigger guys, so how did he, was he mounted?
No, I had taken it down, but he was under,
And
and then he was the grips there. And I was basically stuck here.
he had this arm stuck.
Yeah.
I got you. So sometimes what you want to think on this one is if you can get your right elbow on my hip, and you're gonna actually on the mat in the hip, almost posting there.
Yeah, I can. I couldn't.
Okay, you can. So if you can put your elbow on my hip again, use that as a frame and then posture up to get this elbow out. So as you start framing on there, wiggle that. Yeah. That's a fight. It's a strength fight.
What I ended up doing, yeah, and I could, so he was a much bigger guy
Yeah.
than you, and so he had my elbow up
Very
here.
low.
It was deep,
Yeah.
and so there was nothing, like I could wiggle my shoulder.
Yeah.
What I ended up doing was, my hand was in here, so just walk the hands together.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing was just breaking up this grip.
Yep.
And putting pressure on it.
Yep.
So I was here, he was in tight, and instead of, like what I just did for you, with I toast back on my leg, put weight on your chest,
Yep.
and make you carry me,
Okay.
I didn't do that. I was here and I was playing mesh jiu-jitsu and just let me fold, and then, I mean, now I know.
That right there on your toes, active toes right there, that gives me less grip strength.
Yeah. And again, you got to carry all my weight.
Yep.
And so 3 minutes of that's gonna fucking exhaust you. But yeah, and basically what I did is I just inserted my thumb in between his fingers.
Yeah.
And they just beep, 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 until I eventually got out.
Yeah.
I got my left arm out, and then I started working the long flu. I didn't do it very well, but I was out and working, and I think I ended up only having on just for the takedown, 2 points for takedown.
We can work the Von Flu a little bit if you want.
Sure.
Cause I have, gotten it, but it's hard with stocky people.
Well, yeah, and that's even pretty stocky.
Yeah. So, just to cover it, you want your shoulder right here.
Right.
We always end up getting right here on the jaw. So I'm gonna shoot for this clavicle and then
Sliding
shoot
up to
over.
it. Yeah.
So I usually end up getting here and they're trying to threaten the guillotine. So instead of me going straight for it there, I dig for the armpit or the gi.
Oh shit, yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm trying to reach to that lat, and I'm bringing this elbow pit into your neck. So I'm trying to take away any space that's there. And then when I bring my shoulder in, there's no space for you to do anything, and I'm driving your face to go that way.
Right.
So again, you're gonna threaten the guillotine. Nice little pit. So instead of going straight forward up, I'm going for the shoulder, spider crawling. And then I'm posting on this right foot, and look at my left hip if you know. I'm dropping my left hip, but I'm not touching my knee.
Oh, yeah.
This is what it looks like.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
So, man, instead of driving north to your head, driving that lat. Oh, man.
And then almost do a hip switch on it.
Yeah. I'm not touching that left hip, but I'm not active. Yeah. Keep doing that. That's perfect. You can grab my lap. Breathe in. Grab my lap, grab my lap. I want to feel this little finger rock climbing.
That way.
Yeah. To try to spider.
So I think, it feels like I'm doing the same problem that I was having with, arm triangles, that I was tensing beforehand.
Uh-huh.
So let me try it again.
So think of walking your foot.
So what was happening was, I was tensing beforehand,
and
leaving a gap, and then if you relax and then move at that last,
Yeah.
Sam was talking about it,
Yeah.
Professor Sam. So,
They're stuck where I don't want it. I was strong from the beginning. Because I felt when you open your hand to do this, it would slap, it gave you slap it down. So, yeah. I feel like you're not grabbing my lat so much as you're opening it. I don't know what the
I can
difference
feel
is.
it, I can feel it,
I don't know what the difference is, but I can tell.
I can feel it.
It's almost like you open up your hand, throw on that shoulder, as opposed to, I don't know.
No, but I can feel the difference, like, I got up there, and then I got it tense and laid on it.
Yep. That
Yep.
little hip switch brings that elbow and that shoulder right in there perfectly. The first time when you were in deep, you were on the trachea, which didn't hurt. It wasn't threatening because your palm was open. I wonder what it is. I have no idea. All I know is I can feel it. I got a great neck for choking. I know you can tell that I can.
Yeah, I mean, so
You're choking me.
there's a difference, I can feel a difference in my shoulder.
So if you practice on me, you're gonna get most people. Kenny probably.
Yeah. All I know.
Eric, you might get Eric. Eric's hard to get because sometimes he opens up. He's jacked, but sometimes he opens up and he doesn't realize it. I don't know why. Because he doesn't expect a lot. I expect a lot from him. So I'm not saying he's easy.
Can you smell the roll?
Yeah.
Please.
I always ask for him first because I don't want to roll him.
When he's still got lots of energy, you know?
Well, yeah, there's another thing. It's like, I'm good. So for the closed guard, not that we're wrapping up, I mean, just for the review for the closed guard is, I think that you using those bases, knowing that you need to keep your wide base and your posture, prevent them from sweeping you or getting what they want, which is to break the posture and to compromise your base. That's what they want, but you need to do this for a log splitter, right? There's a lot of other guard breaks, but right now, if you can just concentrate on getting to the hips or one hip and then getting to that Captain Morgan's surfer stance, whatever, combat stance. But being cognizant that now that your base is compromised, you can get swept to your right, right? So knowing that, you might have to just sometimes post. If if you're gonna posture up in any position here, and you're here, meaning their ankles aren't connected, you might want to stand up. Fight to stand up. If they start fighting you by breaking their posture here, you're in a better position. They're not able to sweep you if they're hand fighting, but know that they're gonna go straight from hand fight to sweep. So, I think it would be the biggest thing is, once you feel that guard break,
Yeah, that was something Tanner's was talking about in, for the heavier weights, is once you get that knee stapled to the ground, if you can just keep that knee there, there's a lot of passing.
there's some people that love doing a plank pass from there.
What's the point of that?
So, without getting into it, just this knee's compromised, and I'm gonna basically put all my weight here, block this way. So whatever you end up doing with your hands and your other foot, I'm away from this, right? So I'm showing you the extreme what plank pass is. From here, but if I go from here to here,
So yeah, I guess that's kind of what I do. I guess that's kind of, I don't think I come out as high, but that is kind of what I do, is especially when a person's got a fairly active hip and they can pull that foot up, I can just kind of sprawl out a little bit further.
I almost feel like you're in between. You're kind of like here. And there's nothing wrong with trying to give them your options, so you can go back. But then once you do get here, go ahead and try to re-guard it either one. Right? The further I am, the less likely I am for you to get.
Right, and that's about where I go to, is that I stay in that inside, and then once I feel that hip, that's when I want to say, I try to,
You do sprawl and you do like a complete body lock pass. So from here, and then you're stapling. Yeah, this is really good for you. It's working. So now you can just double down with your weight. Once you get that position, that's going to be a good move for you. And you can go from that to that. You can do a lot of things. You can.
well, see, and I'm working on what you were talking about last time, is working, get to the position, get your points, advance position, get more points.
This is something that purple belt did to me a couple years ago. We were both purple belt. When he's on this side, and I'm just being real stubborn, and he's kind of like that. He doesn't feel like he's doing it. So once you get to there, if you get this, you're always going this way.
Right.
I just want you to jump both knees to my back. It's almost like a cartwheel, but it's not. But you're just hopping over my legs. Now tapping my back. You change the whole fight from I got you in my frames to now I'm defending the back.
Right.
So sometimes if you're here, you're just so concentrated on this fight right here.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
So you'll start seeing it. He's like, wait, his knees aren't a threat anymore. I'm just gonna hop over and just
Just go the other way.
yeah. So yeah, you're not gonna get those side control points, but now you're at the back, so you can threaten the back to get back now, or you just smash him, which might turn into an immediate side.
Right.
So you immediately
Yeah, worst case scenario, I'm still gonna get my side control points because I'm over there. If they try and turn away, then we can work that. I can work the seat belt knee thing that we were working the other day with Tanner.
So if I get you in that position and I'm starting to do like a plank pass, I'm not here, but I'm pinning this, I'm just over this knee. Sometimes I'll post my head in front, right here, and I'm doing just gently.
Got it, yeah. Because I'm all concerned about you just smashing down here, so I wanna be just right there.
So let's see, I don't want you to hurt your neck, because I'm not posting on my head, but you're smashing this leg, you're controlling that. I'm not able to hook your knee, so you're gonna lower your head a little bit so you can elevate with it, right there. And then now just, if you want, you can try to drive your head into my torso, but that's gonna allow me to start turning into you.
Yeah.
So it's almost like this pins me in this direction. I'm stuck on this leg, and I'm just not letting it pass here. I'm just, once I'm here.
Yeah, that's good.
Because you're gonna get there with that sprawled out double knee pass. I don't even know what it's called. That's a good position for you. You do it to me a lot, and I know that I'm worried about you smashing your mount, and I'm worried about you hopping about that. And that, so, again, for your guard breaks, if you can control my hips and the knee, you're gonna attack. So, and if someone's passing your guard, you've got a few sweeps or get under their hips, get involved in. So,
Yeah, we should probably, my shoulder's starting to go,
okay.
so I don't wanna push it too much.
So you would, I don't know if you see it.
That's it.
The video?
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking the time, man. I
Oh, no, I
appreciate it.
love it. I love it. I said, just teaching